Welcome back to Adulthood, friends. This is the discussion-based podcast where two former childhood acquaintances, now friends, discuss the things that
Dishonestly.
the things that dishonestly matter.
Dishonestly, that's your adverb of the week.
And I'm Aya.
I'm Josh.
And this is episode 37. And today we're going to be talking about lying. This is part 2, continuing our conversation. I guess we lied to ourselves about how much we actually had to say. I just took your line, didn't I? You were going to say that.
That's okay. No,
I didn't want to lie that it was my line. So I wanted to give you credit where credit is due.
No, that's cool.
Yeah. So we're going to continue talking about, is it ever okay to lie? And if so, when? Can you tell when someone's lying to you, Josh?
Why do people lie?
Why do people lie? Is honesty always the best?
Why do people tell the truth?
Why do yeah?
Is lying better?
Have we been doing this wrong the whole time?
Yeah. You want to get into it?
Okay, let's get into it.
Is it you telling the truth? Do you actually, or
I have to soul search for a moment to see what my truth is. Hi.
And we're back.
Well, see, I didn't want to say it this time.
We can flip it.
Well, because last time I said, and we're back, and you criticized that that's a thing. And now but what do I say if I don't say, and we're back?
No, I think that's exactly what you should continue to say.
Oh, okay.
I think we should just pretend like we never had this conversation.
Like we never had that conversation last time.
We'll lie to ourselves.
Fine. Well, you know what would be useful?
What?
If every time we lied or someone lied, we had like a Pinocchio thing going on.
Like with the noses or other parts of the body?
Or the what? What did you say? The noses or the
other parts of the body.
Oh my God, Josh.
What? I didn't say any, what? I mean like your
fingers?
Ears or something, or fingers, yeah.
Oh, is that why some people have such big ears?
Yeah, exactly. They have big ears because they're big liars.
Jesus, what kind of podcast is this becoming?
We started strong here.
Oh my God, Josh. Yeah, no, I was, because that's an interesting idea, Pinocchio. They built a little.
You know what they say, the bigger a liar you are, the bigger mouth you have.
All right.
So following up from last time.
Yeah. What else you got?
Oh, can I tell you about a lie?
No, Josh. On this podcast about lying, you may not tell me about a lie. Yes.
Well, let me ask you, have you ever lied to teachers before?
Probably. I'm a teacher.
I mean, you are a teacher yourself.
Myself.
Have you lied to your students?
Probably. Sometimes I tell them that they're actually, I lie to them constantly, but that's a different kind
of
lie.
You're not going to have homework today?
No, not that kind of lie. More, actually,
you're all going to do really well in this class.
Well, I'm glad that you asked that, because you know when like a little kid makes like a drawing and it's like really bad, but you're like, oh my God, that's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. Like you're encouraging, right? And it's dishonest in a way, because what they did is not that great. What's most important is their effort that they put into it, and like the fact that they made this thing. So the reaction is honest. I'm like excited that they made this thing, but it is like I'm kind of lying. So it's kind of the same thing sometimes when a student does something and I'm like, no, that's a really good try, or like that's a good effort, or like I don't.
Is that a lie though? Because sometimes if it is a good, I think it's important to say the things that are true and not focus on to actually lie might not be so helpful. But if
so, maybe I don't lie. Maybe I exaggerate. I'll be like I'll be like, whatever you say, I'm never going to tell you that you did something badly. I'll tell you that you're wrong, but I won't say, I don't want to discourage anyone, because like, you know how like the feeling that you get from someone telling you did something badly affects your performance more than a lot of things, right? So
it's good to have like to give somebody some confidence boost but I think it's good to do that by still telling the truth. Like if somebody made a movie and I'm criticizing their film, criticizing not necessarily in a negative way, just like giving them feedback on it. If I didn't love the film, I don't need to be like, that's a shit movie. That's not the only way to be honest. I can tell them what I think did work. Just focus on that. I can say to them like, oh, I really thought that there was, the movie had a really great setup and I really loved the characters.
I should write notes for next time you ask me.
This may not be where I had hoped the story would go, but I understand what you were going for. And you clearly have a very strong voice. And You can
So this is
find
the
things.
feedback that you give me when I send you writing things. I see. I see how it is.
Well, you can listen to the actual feedback because I'm always telling you the truth, though. If
Oh,
I
okay.
am complimenting something,
Well,
it is something that is true.
okay. Well,
I
then
wouldn't
I'm
say if someone
also,
has a very not strong voice, I'm not going to
yeah.
tell them that's one of the good things. I'll find something
Right.
else.
Okay, okay.
There's
So to
always something.
clarify, I'm not lying to myself. I'm exaggerating the good things and
Well, like you
but
said,
like
if you're
is
going to
it
give
lying when you
negative
say that to
criticism, you're going to want to sandwich it in between
yeah,
positives.
literally, there's
Yes,
literally a sandwich
it's a
that they
sandwich.
teach
It's
you.
a
Good
criticism
thing, bad
sandwich.
thing, good thing. Yeah.
Yes, but I believe those good things should be honest and true.
Right, of
You
course. Yeah.
have to be able to find something good. I don't think that it can't be impossible. It can't be
Hmm.
that bad that you can't find anything good.
Yeah. Do you think it's lying when you tell a kid that their drawing is beautiful?
Is it beautiful?
Well, it's beautiful that they did that.
I think beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Do you feel like it's
Yeah.
beautiful what they did for their age and for their where
Well,
they're at in life and
I'm not like doing
contextually?
calculations. You were 3 years old, so for your age, I guess that's pretty good, even though
You're not doing
it's
those
like
calculations? It's
two
a pretty simple
scribbles.
calculation.
No, my
Like, oh, for
calculation
3
is,
years old,
oh,
that's
you're so
pretty
cute
pretty.
and you're showing me a picture. I love it. That's all. That's the calculation.
I like to look at it a little bit more and go, you know what? This kid understands color. This kid has a vivid imagination. They were thinking about that dog we met the other day.
Yeah,
That's
no,
cool. You
yeah,
know?
okay. Now you're making me sound like a dick. Yeah, I'll also
No,
comment
no.
on, oh, is that me? Is that the dog that we met the other day? Yeah, okay. I'm not a horrible person. Jesus Christ, Josh. I'm really,
Can I tell you something nice that I think we should do without you thinking that I'm telling you that you do it wrong?
oh God. The
Aya,
way you set it up makes me feel like I should be
no,
worried.
Aya, you're
Yes.
a really great criticizer.
Oh,
Really,
oh my
really
God.
wonderful. I think that you have a strong voice in your
You
criticism,
man. What
and as a teacher, I think it comes across
you
really.
don't know me as a teacher,
Um,
okay? I'm really
you
nice.
teach me
They
things
think
all the time. I think that
I don't
you're
treat you
very
like a
results
student though.
oriented,
Uh-huh.
and I think that you're very honest.
Uh-huh.
Wait, that one's not true, right? You just said so.
Oh, I am honest. No,
Oh,
I
you are
am.
honest. You
I
just said you lie
am.
to kids.
I just said I tell children that their pictures are beautiful when sometimes they are objectively not.
Objectively?
Objectively.
How can a picture be objectively not? There's art out there that is like a line in a square or a triangle,
Yeah, and
and it
that's
goes for
objectively
gajillions
bad.
of dollars.
And that's stupid. I would never pay that or think that that's
I wouldn't either, but just by the fact that someone would makes it subjective.
all right. Well, anyways, I would like to think that I am honest because I don't know. Now I don't know where to go with that. Like I'm honest, but you're making me sound like I'm like a hypercritical, which I am. I am. I'm lying to myself if I'm not.
I
But
brought this up before, but as a teacher, would this bother you? I told you I did a thesis film back in my graduate
oh yeah, you
program,
told us this
but
story.
in my
Yeah.
undergrad, I did a
Hmm.
thesis for my neuroscience degree,
Hmm.
and I had to conduct a study and do research, and it was called Priming Approach and Avoidance Motivation. Don't
Hmm.
ask me more about it because I don't remember.
That's good. I don't care.
That part of my life is like a blur.
Okay.
No one cares and it sounds boring. I
No
get it.
one cares about anyone else's thesis.
Thanks for being so honest with me and not lying. It really made me feel
Well,
good.
no,
Uh,
isn't it good though? Because if I were interested, I would say, no, I'm curious.
well,
Please
maybe that
tell
would
me about
be
that.
a white lie or a blue lie or whatever, because
No,
it would
I
be in the
wouldn't lie
benefit of
about that.
whoever's listening who would want to.
Wait, what was the topic again? Maybe I'm just not giving it a
I
chance.
don't. I don't even remember.
Say the title again.
I can't even say. I don't even know what
Say the
it's
title.
priming approach and avoidance motivation. You don't ask me what it means.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
don't care
remember.
still. I'm sorry. Well, I'm sure there's something interesting in there. It's just the title is very like jargony.
It was dry. Anyway,
I'm sure it's great. I'm sure it's genius. Is that the one where you tested on cats?
no, that
Okay.
was stuff. That wasn't a thesis. That was I volunteered with a professor working on cortical reorganization and neuroplasticity.
Hmm.
That's more
See, that
interesting
sounds
to talk about.
interesting. Yeah, that sounds interesting. Okay.
Anyway, I'm not going to talk about the thesis. What I'm going to talk about is my lie.
Oh, okay.
Not in the thesis. I did the work I was supposed to do.
Sure. Okay.
I did. But so we had like 4 different submission dates and they were all on like whatever end of the month. It was on a Friday.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'd have to submit this part of the paper and then this
Mm-hmm.
part of the paper. And on the very last one is like the whole thesis.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to submit everything. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it was a lot of writing, not as big as your thesis. Yours was like a PhD. It was insanity, I know.
It wasn't like
But
a PhD. It was.
okay. Someone's triggered.
I don't care. I'm just kidding.
So on the very last one, I thought, oh, okay, I'll make sure to have it ready by Friday. I was actually doing pretty good.
Mhm.
And I just finish up the last section or whatever Thursday night, I thought. I got an email on Thursday night saying, hey, we haven't received your thesis yet. And it turns out it was actually due Thursday that week and not Friday. And I was not done. And I had to still finish a whole section. So my little deception was to send an email. I said, oh, sorry, here it is.
Without an
attachment. So then they send back an email saying, oh, we just got it, but there's no attachment. You forgot to send your attachment. And then during this time, I'm working on finishing the thesis. And then like an hour or two later, when I finished, I sent it and went, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I totally forgot to send the attachment. I did that and they accepted it. And I did pretty well on my thesis.
Can I tell you why, as a teacher, I would find that annoying? Actually, I would find that more. So what upsets me about that kind of thing when I get it from a student is that they think I'm stupid, is that they think that I was not once a student who tried every way to get away with these things. That's
but you think that they think you're stupid. That's not necessarily the case. I wasn't thinking that they were stupid. I was thinking that they would just be like, oh, whatever. Just, because I don't want them to fight me on it.
But if someone said to me, I'm so sorry, I thought it was due tomorrow, can I? And then
you might, but this was my thesis. I couldn't take that risk.
You couldn't just wait an hour and like just send it when it was ready?
I was afraid to take that risk. Yeah.
Right.
It was my thesis. I didn't know how strict they were going to be. Yeah. I figured I might as well have like it sounded like a legal thing. I could
see.
Use,
you were worried about like, okay. Because as a like I get more annoyed. I have a student actually. Okay. I won't say too much, but she very clearly is constantly just trying to get away with things. And they had this video where like they have to memorize enough of the script that they're not reading it. This girl basically, like, her Spanish is better than it should be for the level she's in, but she clearly wanted an easy mark. And in the video, they put on these sunglasses so that I can't see their eyes. So like I can't tell that they're reading off their screen. Whereas they did it. Hopefully none of them listen. I don't care, actually. I hope they do listen to and see that I'm not a fucking idiot. But like they did this video where each of them puts on the sunglasses to talk. And I'm like, how stupid do you think I am? You're very clearly reading. And one of them is like there's a difference between talking and reading. Like, yeah, maybe you forget a word here or there, but like the one kid was reading like, nah, but like the way that they were. I'm like, what are you doing? Why would you like at least try to explain why you're all switching and wearing the sunglasses? Like, how dumb do you think I am? And this
what if they were just trolling you though?
Like how would they just be trolling me?
Well, maybe they know that you probably get that, but they just think it's funny.
So the thing is, I should tell it, like, it's hard to explain this because you know me too well, but like teacher version of me is very different from, like, it's not very different, but I feel like I come
in what
off,
way?
Usually like the comments are like, so I've literally had
you're
comments.
Like usually the comments are you're amazing.
Well, that too, but usually the comments that I've gotten are usually like about that I'm really nice. I've literally had someone say,
are they telling the truth?
No, because the comments are after the course, and I tell them to be honest. I tell them like I want legitimate feedback.
We all know that when someone says to be honest, that's when people are honest, for sure.
Well, no, because I say to be honest, and I say and this is the truth. It's anonymous, and I don't get it until after all the marks are in.
I know, it's probably honest. Okay. People are more likely to not lie if it's anonymous, right? That's why people on social media say the worst things to each other, honestly, because they feel more anonymous for some reason.
Yeah. So like one of the comments I got, I mean, this was kind of a weird one, but was that I'm like too lenient and like too nice about things, and that it doesn't encourage them to do their work as much because I don't cold call, or I don't like force anyone to, like, I should be more strict with certain things. And I'm like, I'm not going to do that. But I understand like the sentiments, but my point is just that your idea of me as like, I think your idea of me is a little more like straightforward and like, I don't want to say harsh, but I think I'm a little nicer to my students than I am to you. I'm a lot nicer to my students.
Is that because you put on a facade with your students as like teacher version?
It's not a facade, it's a job. And I mean, if I spoke to them with like sarcasm and whatever I do, I mean, I don't know, that's not really, it doesn't really foster like a positive environment in which to
I'm trolling you a little bit too.
Yeah, you kind of are. Of course,
you have to put on like.
But I'm just saying,
it's just more professional. You have to be.
I think they think I'm stupid because I'm like very understanding when they have something, and I'll be like, okay, yeah, you were sick. You should stay home. Yeah, but like
towards them.
Now I just feel like I'm talking about myself, like, oh, I'm so nice. But it was more
Please
just like,
talk about yourself.
No, but like when I'm being nice, sometimes I'm worried that people will think I'm stupid.
Well, that's a shitty thing in this world when people think that kindness equals idiocy. Like there's a lot of people out there. There's people in government and people who think that telling the truth is weakness and being stupid.
Right.
And you know what the worst part is? There's success for people who lie, who are in power.
Like politicians.
Yeah, there's success. Yeah. They lie and it works. I mean, they don't reach people like, let's say, me and you so easily, but they don't need to, right? Was it George Carlin who said something like, think about how dumb the average person is and realize half of them are even dumber than that? Like people lie and it works as long as they can manipulate emotionally. And people are primed to believe you. People often give the benefit of the doubt. And then, of course, when they realize they've been burned or hurt, then they stop trusting, even when they should trust somebody.
Yeah.
So lying can be really damaging to someone. It can cause a huge impact on the person. If you lie to somebody, they lose their sense of trust.
Right. Yeah. So don't lie.
Are you a trusting person?
Am I a trusting person? Well, I try to give people the benefit of the doubt. Like,
yeah, but when your students are all lying to you, doesn't that?
Well, they're not all. That's the.
I know, but does it make you a more hardened teacher?
Well, that's the thing. Like, part of what pisses me off about this, like this one girl, but also like her whole group, is that it makes me want to be meaner, and I don't want to. Like, it makes me want to be like, I'm not going to be nice to you next time you're sick or next time you're this. You're gonna just lose the marks, and I don't care. But I don't want to be like that. So,
and then the worst part is, what if you start taking that out on a new class? Like the last class did something to you and they're like, wow, this teacher is kind of harsh.
Yeah. I've basically just tried to focus in on like, it's this person, and they probably not like try to give them the benefit of the doubt. They're not really thinking about you. She's not thinking, oh, my teacher's, well, she might be, but maybe she's not thinking my teacher's such a dummy. I can get away with anything. Maybe she's just thinking, oh, I need to get a good mark and I'll do whatever I need to do that. And that's more likely. She's working in self-interest than thinking, I mean, maybe she's hoping that I'm stupid, just like you hope that those people would take your, accept your thing still. Like, that's probably.
I don't even know if it's necessarily stupidity. People lie out of desperation.
Yeah.
When they're desperate, they lie. Like, again, our court system, by the way, you're supposed to swear to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth and all that stuff, but it's set up for lying. If you think about it, your defense doesn't defend you honestly, and the prosecution doesn't prosecute you honestly. Your prosecution's job is to convince everybody that you're guilty, whether or not it's the truth. Right. That's their job, is to find the evidence and use it to convince them. And the defense's job is to defend you, whether or not it's the truth.
That's so fucked up. I don't know how defense lawyers deal with it, like live with themselves.
Well, the prosecution also, though, if you think about it, what if the person's innocent, but their job is to convict?
Right. That's true.
If the prosecution starts to believe that they might be wrong, their job is still to use the evidence in the best way possible to convict you. And it's just about winning or losing. And so that's why they say you have the right to be silent and all this stuff. Like they can and will use it against you. So it's weirdly in your best interest sometimes to lie, even if the court might not say like, oh, this is kind of we appreciate this guy's honesty about this thing. We understand that maybe he didn't intend to do this. It's not how it works.
Yeah.
It's the lie is your defense lawyer will be like, you do not tell them this. You say this, and you say that, and they have to prove that you're lying.
Yeah.
You sure I can't just tell the truth about this thing? And maybe, no, it's not how the courts work. So I don't know. Yeah. It's a society is kind of built. I mean, liars do get places.
Well, so this kind of makes me think of a current event too, because I was listening to the podcast, The Daily, and they had Liz Cheney on, and she was talking about how, after the January 6th riots.
Yeah, you know what they call that, by the way?
What?
They call it the big lie. Them not accepting the election.
They call the
but it's the January 6th riots. Stem from this.
Those people are
it stems from the big lie,
right?
That,
the big lie
Donald
is that
Trump
that he lost. That's the lie, supposedly, right?
Well, actually, no. We're saying the big lie is that they're saying that he won. I think
it's. I thought it was them saying that it's the big lie.
They're not claiming it's a big lie. We're calling. I think it's because I see it on the news. They're going. Everyone knows the big lie. The big lie is that Donald Trump won. He actually lost the election. You have to look this up, don't you? You don't trust me.
Yeah, I feel like we need to. The big lie.
I mean, there have been other big lies in history.
Mitch McConnell accuses the left of pushing a big lie on voting.
That's different.
Okay. Mitch McConnell is trying to cover up Trump's big lie by telling his own. I don't know. You know what? There's so many.
That's Trump's big lie.
Okay. There's so many big lies in politics that like who knows which one's the big one and which one's just the regular sized ones.
But sorry, you were saying Liz Cheney. So she's the daughter of former Vice President Dick Cheney. And I would say that neither of us probably agree with her politics in general, but
so you basically predicted what I was going to say. I think I disagree with probably 99% of what she a big portion of the things that she believes. I mean, she's anti-abortion, she's pro-gun, anti-gun control or pro-gun use, whatever you want to call that. Whatever. She's all those things that I don't agree with.
Conservative stuff you don't agree with,
Yeah. But she has very much stood her ground on the issue of Donald Trump's
lie.
Not guilt, but like his what's the word? Responsibility for what happened on January 6th,
right? With the Capitol riots.
Yeah. And initially a lot of the Republicans were like, yes, this is, he incited a riot, blah, blah, blah. But everybody kind of changed their tune once they realized that it's
going to hurt them politically.
Yes, exactly. It was in their best interest, supposedly, to keep up with whatever Trump wanted.
Yeah, watching politicians blatantly lie is so infuriating because they do it to toe a party line. But Liz Cheney, like you're about to say, right?
So she's kind of sticking her ground. And I think this is kind of an example of like, even if at least she's got some integrity. Yeah. Like, even though I disagree with her on so many things, at least I know that she really believes those things. Like she's probably, she's a legitimate.
That's important to point out. Like, it's important to, it's good to know that someone believes the things they're saying, even if you don't agree with them.
Exactly.
It's like a whole other level of insanity when, like, Donald Trump, the craziest thing about him is he doesn't even believe the bullshit he says.
The only thing he believes in is himself. He cares about nothing else, right? So it's not like,
Yeah, I really like what you're bringing up there, because that is an example of somebody who, it's like, you can at least dissect the situation. You can disagree with somebody, but it's a whole other level of bad when they're lying.
Yeah, they're lying about what they believe. Like those Republicans, I doubt that they really changed their minds about who was responsible for the riots, but they changed what they said publicly, and they changed
so they're lying
the
to
outcome of,
maybe not to themselves, maybe to themselves, maybe not.
Maybe they're trying to lie to themselves too. I mean, who knows?
They get away. If they're at all not psychopaths, they probably have to lie to themselves a little bit, or they're going to feel such guilt, because we feel shitty when we lie if we're good people, right?
Well,
because we tell ourselves, we tell ourselves we're good people. We say we're good, and to continue believing that we're good, we have to not do bad things like lie.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you can't define yourself that way anymore, and then it's going to be hard moving forward.
Yeah, but it's just weird. Like, I mean, I think it was just Liz and Dick Cheney that showed up to like that memorial. What was it?
It's just ridiculous. And of all people, freaking
and
Dick
it's like,
Cheney.
I feel really weird that I'm like, why are they the ones that, like, I don't want to feel like, I feel very strange.
Why we have to now go like,
these are the good guys. Yeah. When Dick Cheney is the good guy, like, you guys have lost your way.
It's nuanced, and we ourselves are honest about when we appreciate the good things that someone we otherwise think is not that good does.
And I mean, what they're doing that's good is just telling the truth.
Yes.
That's all they're doing right now. Yeah.
And then my cognitive dissonance wants to love this person for doing the most basic of.
I know. Yeah.
It's like,
and then it's like, oh wait, but they did all these things. Oh, they think this. Oh yeah. I had a moment like that as well. But I just wanted to bring that up because sometimes we don't realize how much integrity matters until it's kind of put on the line like that. Because it has real consequences, like the other Republicans.
Well, you're now lowering the bar. You're lowering the bar of, people have said this, like, if we can't decide on what is real, like in what is right in front of us, if the sky is blue or whatever, then like, what can we agree on?
Yeah.
It feels like a massive form of gaslighting. Like, it's not like some huge thing to tell us the truth. We all saw what happened and heard what happened. When people are telling you it's 1984, what you see and what you hear isn't the thing.
Yeah.
Like, that's what gaslighting is. And that is one of the worst forms of lying, because you're not just lying about something they may not know about. You're lying to them about something they pretty sure they
question their own
question the reality.
Yeah.
I'm typing on a computer and someone's like, you're not typing on a computer. It's like, what do you mean? You're not. It's like, it's ridiculous. It sounds ridiculous, but that's as ridiculous as this big lie was. Oh, I have a question. Do you recall ever lying to me?
I lie to you all the time. No, that was a lie. Am I a good liar? I don't even know. Yeah.
Is it, see, here's the thing. We want to be, it's like a nice thing to be considered a good liar, right?
Yeah, it's such a weird thing to want to be. No, I don't think so. I think the only times I lie is like Or the only times I've lied to you. I can't think of any.
Do you think you were too
No,
honest as a kid?
I think I'm pretty honest. I think if anything, I'm a little too honest. Like sometimes I say that something and I'm like, I didn't need to say that. Maybe I overvalue honesty sometimes.
I
Like it is
really
important
appreciate your
to.
honesty, though. I think it
Oh,
leads
that's
to a
nice.
stronger
Even when
bond of
I'm just
friendship.
being mean to you, like sometimes
No
I
one
say
likes someone
something that I
being mean
don't
to
need
them,
to say.
but I'd rather
But
deal
I could
with
just
something.
shush. I could just say
But
nothing.
it means I can trust you in general. Think about this. I had a friend once, I found out that he lied about liking my movie.
Yeah. I've never lied about liking any of your movies, as you know.
I know. But I had a friend who lied about this. So
Yeah.
then afterwards, when I'd ask him, like, what do you think of this other movie I made? And he said nice things, I didn't trust it.
Yeah.
There's other people who maybe I didn't like the way they criticized something, or, was sad or upsetting to hear they didn't like something. But when they did tell me they liked something, I could believe them.
Yeah.
And it was so much more powerful because the honesty ultimately paid off.
Mm-hmm. No, it's true.
You might get short-term benefit from lying, but long-term harm.
Right. Although some people don't ever really want to hear the truth. Like I've been too honest and I can tell that it alienates people. It's like
some people can't handle the truth.
Yeah.
But it's our job always to figure out who can handle the truth. Like,
I mean, I've been like openly sometimes I think I'm honest to the point of being rude sometimes, thinking that I'm doing something good. And it's like, you don't need to be that honest. Just because you think something doesn't mean you have to say it. Like it's okay to have filters. And I've learned that over the years. But I think as a kid, I was pretty bad about it, as most of us are. But I barely remember this girl's name, but there was a girl I knew at camp who, like, for some reason I ended up kind of being friends with. And I realized later she's a compulsive liar. Is that the word name for it?
Yeah, compulsive or pathological liar.
Pathological liar. She was at least one of those.
Yeah, like Donald Trump.
Yeah, she wasn't as ugly, but no, she's that's rude.
Donald Trump? That's okay.
No, she wasn't as bad as Donald Trump because she wasn't running a country. No, but she would just lie about stupid things. I think it was more confusing than anything. She would lie. Like she told me this whole story about having a sister and that I don't know, she just made up this very elaborate story. And I was like, okay. And I accepted it as truth because why would anybody lie about that? And then she was like, that's not true. I don't even have a sister. And I was like, oh, okay. And she was like, I tricked you. And I was like, you just lied. That's not like what do you think you're doing here? Is this some kind of, but she clearly really enjoyed getting someone to believe her. And she would just gloat about. So I think it was some kind of like power for her. Like I lied and you believed me. And it's like, yes, but now I don't trust you.
Is that a compulsive liar? Like that seems like someone who gets off on lying.
Maybe, yeah, it's not the same. Yeah, maybe that's not the same thing.
I wonder if it's different because there are some people who literally can't help lying about even the smallest things.
Right.
That's a real compulsive liar.
Well, but she would lie about so many things. I didn't know what was true anymore. Like I still don't know if she actually had a sister or not.
Well, we knew this guy. We knew Matt.
Oh yeah, that
from
guy.
High school. I won't say his last name, but
whatever.
British Matt.
I think we beeped out his name in episode 3, but
we did. So
everyone will know now.
I don't think it really matters if we say it, but at the time, that guy was a pathological liar. He would say he won basketball championships back in Britain and all this random stuff.
And then it turned out he couldn't even play. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He's just the most random things he would lie about constantly.
Yeah.
But I think the biggest pathological liar that I came across was this guy named David, who I guess he was also a cinematographer. He worked on this feature film that I acted in that never came out back in London. This guy would just lie not only about the films he worked on, but again, about any and every little thing, like his accolades, all that stuff. He'd post all this stuff and then people would dig in and find out it was all not true.
Yeah. Those people are so untrustworthy though. It's not worth it. Like it
was amazing.
I mean, it's such a strange thing to do.
Yeah, but this guy was famous. Like he kept falling into this cycle of lying and like leaving for a little while, coming back again after hoping people forgot, lying again, people noticing.
That's so crazy.
I remember hanging out with him once. I was walking around downtown with him and I confronted him on the lying. I said, where does this come from? Why do you feel the need to lie about everything? And he said, I don't know. I just do. Like he was being weirdly honest about that, I guess.
At least you think he was.
I guess, but he was honest in that he said he was lying.
Right.
And I wanted to my naive mind, I thought I could fix him by having a conversation. And I thought after that conversation that he was just going to be a better person. And nope.
You were wrong. Yeah.
A couple years, a year later, whatever, he popped up again and everybody was warning each other on Facebook about not working with this liar. I remember even the smallest things. He showed up on my set. He borrowed my camera and batteries and I asked him to charge them before we started. And then I got my batteries back and they weren't charged. And he said, yep, they're charged, and they weren't.
What's wrong with this guy?
And it's messed up my whole shoot. They weren't charged, and I needed them to shoot the movie.
Yeah.
So I could only shoot a little bit at a time while one was partially charging. Then I'd switch it in, then it would run out of battery. Then I'd switch the other one in, it would run out of battery. Mm-hmm. I went and bought a new battery, and it didn't come charged either in the middle of the shoot. It was just like a mess.
Yeah.
You know, remember, this guy's lies almost derailed my entire shoot.
That's upsetting.
Yeah, no, pathological liars are dangerous, extremely dangerous, and they're toxic. Unfortunately, you should stay away from them, and definitely shouldn't vote them in as president of your country.
So maybe you don't like pathological liars, but sometimes you probably want to be lied to. So Josh, I know you
not by politicians.
Oh, not by politicians. But what if it's about a TV or I was going to say a TV or movie show, a TV show or a movie?
No, I do not want to be lied to.
You don't want to be lied to, but you hate spoilers, don't you?
Exactly. Yes. And just as bad as telling me a spoiler is lying to me about it. So, okay, here are the different things. Someone says, oh, this guy dies at the end of the movie. And then you find out he doesn't die. And they're like, aha, I lied to you.
Oh.
Well, one, I still felt there was a spoiler leading in, so I didn't enjoy that.
And that still affects that's stupid though. That still affects how you
exactly
kind of like taints your viewing.
It taints your viewing either way, or it makes you start thinking about that thing, or that there's something coming with that thing.
Right.
So don't lie to me. Just don't say anything. Say whether you like the movie or not, and that's it.
Yeah. So I've been watching, as I mentioned last episode, I've been watching Game of Thrones, and I've had to work hard not to see like spoilers online. But I also I'm watching with Joel, and I'm like, every time something happens.
With who? Who are you lying with? Who are you watching with?
I'm watching with Joel.
Who's Joel?
Shut up, Josh. Oh my god. Joel is my boyfriend.
Oh my gosh.
Ugh, shut up. I knew you were going to do this. This is why I haven't brought it up yet.
Is that the only reason? Oh, it's a totally normal thing.
It's one of many.
Go on with your story.
It's a normal thing, but why are you reacting?
One of many boyfriends?
No. One of many reasons. It's also like private, it's like your life, private life.
Yeah.
And then if I break up now, I'm gonna have to mention that too. I don't want to do that. Not that
it's a good thing that I never brought up my girlfriend. Oh wait.
Yeah, but you have no privacy filters.
That's not true. There's lots of stuff I haven't told you. That doesn't sound good.
That's true. It's also not true. That's a lie, Josh.
That's not true. I have privacy filters. I do. But go on. You were watching Game of Thrones with your somebody that I didn't just hear his name.
Never mind.
Joel.
Anyway, so I keep every time something happens. So, okay, spoiler alert. And if you haven't watched seasons 5 and 6 of Game of Thrones or anything before that, I'll try not to spoil anything. But there are certain characters that are supposedly dead. And I would be like, they can't be dead. There's no way this person is dead. You have to. And I was badgering him, and at one point I think he gave up on telling me don't ask me those questions, because then I know that.
Oh, because he knows the answer, because he
knows the answer. He's already seen them. Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. When you start talking to me about spoilers about Game of Thrones, I'm like, you're the most likely to be spoiled.
Yeah, I know. I have
when
to
you
be
bring
careful.
it up.
Yeah. So then he eventually just lied. Yeah, I know. But his lie was actually the truth. So instead of saying, yes, you have to just accept their death, he was just like, I understand. When that person died, I was also upset, which is true. That was true at the time.
That still works.
So he's still using the truth. I remember just being like, I know what you're doing here. But it was a way of telling the truth in a way that was, it wasn't quite lying, right? Is that still a lie? If you're, what would you do in that case? That's kind of a white lie.
It's a white, yeah.
Sometimes you don't want to know the truth. If I had been told the truth, which was, yeah, you're right, this person isn't dead and this is what happens, then that moment would have been spoiled for me when you find out, oh yeah, they're really not dead.
So that was a lie out of love.
It was a lie out of consideration for not having spoilers.
Yeah.
For not having something spoiled.
That is incredibly thoughtful, and honestly speaks to my own heart.
Oh my God.
As somebody who doesn't speaking of lies out of the heart.
I hate you.
Did you know that this is true. My first person that I had my first kiss with.
Yeah.
I lied and said that I had kissed somebody before when they asked.
Really? Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. They're like, oh, you've done this before, right? And I'm like, yeah.
Now we all know. Well, that was a subtle brag too, Josh. Because
what do you mean?
You're like, Oh, she thought I had done it before because I had so much experience.
I mean, I did it for a play where I had to kiss for a play. We had to practice for the play.
And that was your first kiss?
That was from I even made a movie about this.
Your first kiss was in a play?
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
It wasn't in the play. It was practicing for the play.
Other than like kissing your pillow or whatever you did.
What? That what you do? Do you kiss your pillow?
No, that's like a thing that people that like teenagers do. They practice on inanimate objects.
No.
Yeah.
I've never kissed a pillow.
All right, Josh. That's a lie.
Not something I've done.
You're very clearly lying right now because you're
nope.
I see the stars in your eyes.
There's no stars in my eyes. There's stars of David because I'm Jewish.
Yeah, probably a good thing for us. That's not a thing.
Yeah. What kind of stars were they, by the way? Did you ever ask how many points the stars had? Were they pentagon? Were they like satanic stars? Like what was?
Yeah, I had those for different reasons. I was like, no, I'm just a Wiccan. That happens sometimes.
Oh my God. No, so yeah, I did lie about that first kiss, but only because also to make the other person feel comfortable, to make them think like they didn't have to put up with somebody having their first kiss. And it was for a play ultimately. So I'd like to think that I was such a good actor because they believed me.
Yeah.
And they thought that I had done it before.
Yeah.
I didn't just have to kiss. I had to anyway, it was a lot of stuff I had to do for that play. By the way, you know what the biggest lie in the world is?
What? Religion?
Oh my God.
I thought you were going to say it. I thought you were going to say that.
When you ask somebody how they're doing and they say, I'm fine. Like when a guy asks his girlfriend how he's doing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah.
Are you one of those people? Do you lie when you say I'm fine when you're not fine?
No, I say I'm fine when I'm fine. I say I'm Poopy McPooperson when I'm Poopy McPooperson.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
I don't lie about that.
I asked my girlfriend today too. I was like, what's something that people lie about? And she said, biggest lie in the world when someone says I'm fine when they're not.
Yeah, no. I mean, I'm sure I did that when I was younger, but I just if I care about the person who's asking me, then I'll tell them I'm not fine.
Yeah.
Or I'll act better at being fine. So I'm either like, yeah, all good, and I'm not fine, but I'm still gonna there's a difference between that and the I'm fine, which is I'm not fine and I want you to know that, but I'm not going to tell you other than by saying I'm fine in every way. Yeah.
I have such principles about this. If you say you're fine, I tell the person that's cool, but don't tell me later that you're not. I'm not going to listen. I'm like, no, you said you were fine.
Yeah.
Oh, you can tell me you lied? No, I'm not going to listen to that.
Yeah.
You either tell me the truth.
Coming from the guy who lied about his first kiss.
Excuse me? That was a blue. That was an orange lie.
That's a slobbery lie. I don't know.
Oh, boy. Ew. It's gross. Aya has a boyfriend. I like him, by the way. He plays chess with me.
Yeah, he's awesome.
We play chess together. He's a good guy.
I mean, he's awesome for other reasons than that.
Just because of the chess.
I don't care about him playing chess with me, but yeah. Okay.
All right. We want to end this thing?
Yes, finally. Oh my God.
Yeah, Aya, why do you let me talk so much?
I tried to stop you, I swear.
Why do you let me go on and on about
You're fine.
lying?
That's what a podcast is. Listen, you were told as a child that you talk too much. I can't be the one as an adult to tell you that you continue.
I'm so triggered right now.
No, but that's why I'm not. I want you to be able to talk. You should be allowed to talk. You have a podcast. Isn't that the point? If you didn't talk, I wouldn't talk. I feel very bad right now, and you're making sad faces that you're trying to hide right now, but you're sad.
No, I'm fine.
Did I hurt you? Oh no! Oh no! You better not be fucking lying to me right now, Josh.
Everything's fine.
Oh, sobs in corner.
I'm totally fine.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
No, you're good.
Okay.
You have nothing to apologize for.
Okay. This has been another episode of Adulthood Friends. Thanks for listening. And if you enjoyed this, please follow us on Facebook and whatever podcast listening app you're using. And if you're using Spotify, you can actually click on the individual episode, and you'll come up with a poll
or a question.
Or a question, an open-ended question occasionally.
Yeah, sometimes you can actually type in an answer to your question.
You can type in a little answer if you'd like. And thanks to Josh for setting those up. It's greatly appreciated. He's a wonderful person whose feelings I did not mean to hurt.
No, I'm fine.
Right.
I'm fine. Definitely not lying.
That's such a lie.
But if I was lying, don't worry, you'll never find out.
That's not comforting.
What, is that not heartwarming?
No.
It's not comforting.
We also have a Facebook page that you can. I already said that.
Did you?
Yeah. Well, we also have a Facebook page that you can like and follow, and it'll keep you updated. And I think on Instagram too.
No.
No,
We don't.
we don't. Okay.
We have personal pages. You can follow our personal pages, see what we're up to.
Yeah, don't follow mine because I do nothing, but follow Josh's.
I do post these on my personal page.
He does. Yes, this is true.
We should probably switch that to like an official page. Whatever.
And if you ever want to contact us, please feel free. If you have any topics you'd like to hear about, or if you have any stories you'd like to share that you thought of when you listened to an episode, like, oh, I have a story about someone lying to me, go for it.
Or are you being a big fat liar?
Or about you yourself being a morbidly obese liar.
I see what you did there.
That's also fine. So thanks for listening.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks.
You're a whole bunch of liars.
Oh my God.
What?
You're a liar.
You're a liar. I don't trust you anymore after this episode.
I've never trusted you.
Oh my God. Is that a truth? You've never trusted me?
Oh my God.
Is it all coming out right now? You know what I like about this episode?
What?
It was an episode about lying, but it led to a lot of truths coming out.
Yeah, like me talking about my boyfriend finally.
Yeah.
Which I've lied about by omission for like a year.
Yeah. Sometimes the omission was me editing it out of the podcast.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Just because, not everyone needs to know your private life, according to you. You know what? I think it's about time. You're a celebrity, and we need to see on the tabloids. We need to see who is Dr. Ishai dating. Everyone wants to know.